Hi friends, I am Audhenj Yadav, speaking from India. I was reading the newspaper New York Times editorial. I read it. The topic that is uh, I'm going to tell you about this through this video. First of all, I want to tell my viewers that those who have subscribed my channel, thank you for them, and those who are watching it, thanks also for them. But your like and subscription really inspires me to do put the thing in right perspective as news because I always go through every morning two and three newspapers, foreign newspapers, American newspapers, as well as Indian newspapers, the Hindu, Times of India, and Washington Post, very other things. And I select some important news to share with my viewers because the news has some you know build up the perceptions. News is everything, and thank you for this. And now the topic is the Biden, the president of American president, is weighing a uh, big Middle East policy. Middle East policy, if you know, I would tell you the Middle East policy that is my meaning is the Israel and Palestinian disputes, territorial disputes, and Saudi Arabia and United States, the peace accord, the relationship between Israel and Palestine. The US and the China is the player of this region. The United States and Saudi Security Pact had been signed before, and on that pact, they had given some sort of security to uh, Saudi Arabia from protection of Iran. There is a dispute between Saudi Arabia and Iran, and they are fighting the proxy war in Yemen, Egypt, and various other regions. And right now, the in China's as a mediator, there is some negotiations going on between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Their embassies, missions, for diplomatic missions is right now being reinstalled in each other's state, and their diplomatic relations is being established. So the dispute that is between the Saudi Arabia and Iran is one way, and the Israel and Palestinian dispute, territorial dispute, is another way. But the United States and China is playing in this, you know, in four countries. Since Israel established, United States of America openly supported the Israel. The article what is all about written. First, I would tell you. Then, after reading this, what I my thinking was, I will tell you as well. The article is saying that there is a, uh, Saudi's relations with United States of America is right now degraded, and the author have already interviewed Mr. Biden uh, 1 or 2 months ago, and accordingly he put forth his ideas. The relationship of United States of America and Saudi Arabia is now have been degraded, and the China is growing its presence, getting the opportunity to avail the opportunity. China is now interacting with Saudi authorities, MBS, Mr. Salman. The restoration of United States of America relationship with Saudi Arabia and for negotiation of and settle the dispute of Israel. As Saudi Arabia has Makkah and Medina, two holiest sites for Muslims. If the Saudi Arabia becomes the Israel friend, if they establish the friendly relationship and diplomatic relations with Israel, then rest of the Muslim world will also establish the relationship with Israel, as this author is saying, because there is a brotherhoodness of Muslim communities. He's saying to Indonesia as well as may Pakistan be uh, recognize Israel if the Saudi Arabia and Israeli relationship gets better. But the player, that is the United States relationship with Saudi Arabia, is degraded right now. And the Israel is right now, the judicial coup. They are in Mr. Netanyahu stripping out the power of Supreme Court right now. The people are in churn in the Israel right now. So there is a kind of uh, turmoil in the region. The relationship with the Western powers is right now degraded, and if they want to, make the relationship again better and push the China out from this, the United States have to compromise some in a deal. Definitely, if you are making a deal, you must have to pay price for something. Okay, to what price the United States, if they wants to establish the relationship with Saudi Arabia, will pay? That's the question. And what is the demand of Saudi Arabia from the United States of America? The writer is saying the NATO level security, NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization level security, the Saudi Arabia wants to be protected from the Iran's if Iran attacks. First thing. Second thing, they want the civil nuclear program and would be governed by the United States of America because they have no capability, capacity, human resource. Saudi Arabia don't have human resource like engineers and scientists that is needed for this. And third one, they want to purchase the advanced weaponry by the United States of America, like thermal high altitude area defense, anti-ballistic missile defense system to protect from the Iran, because Iran is building the middle range and long range missile system. So this, I would say that this demand that writing right now is the older demand before the China's relationship. Okay, right now the China have a good relationship with Saudi Arabia. China has some advantage, some the military strength they have. They can share their technology as well as they are sharing the technology with Pakistani authorities. In Pakistan, many 3 and 4 uh, civil nuclear programs, China nuclear reactors they have developed here as to generate the nuclear electricity. Very recently inaugurated, very new kind of nuclear system, civil nuclear system for electricity generation. Nuclear reactor they have made very recently in China, in Pakistan. So China can also help this at this front, civil nuclear front, to Israel, sorry, to Saudi Arabia. So these things, and there's no need for security if the Iran becomes the friend of Saudi Arabia. If there is no dispute, no problem. So it is nullifying the effect. You know, the writer is writing now in favor of uh, United States of America, but he is uh, you know uh, not keeping in mind the relation that is being developed with China. Okay, so Saudi Arabia also wants, I told you, the Yemen disputes, etc. And very recently, the Saudi-China relationship in which the Saudi will pay, uh, and there is a agreement between those two, a currency, a high volume a trade they are doing, and it will impact the dollar as well. So the American dollars, its dominance will affected by this. The renminbi, the Chinese currency name, renminbi, will be the trading currency between these two nations. So there is security pact they have signed with China. Their civil nuclear program, China can extend to them. China can also extend to some kind of weaponry to defense them, and they want to peace and establishing the peace with Iran, and they are making the relationship with the trade relation with renminbi kind of currency. So everything, every sphere that is uh, Saudi Arabia was depend on the Western powers is now tilting towards the China, and China getting the role. So very clever uh, things China played and pushing out from the Middle East regions. And right now the Israeli uh, not playing well. There is disturbance in their states. Someone saying that there is two points. First, either you have to uh, capture the land of West Bank, or you have to make the relationship with relationship with the Muslim communities. There is two things. If you want to acquire the land of West Bank, Palestine land, then you will lose the Muslim communities, relationship, because the communities called, yes, UAE and Saudi Arabia have already said that two-state solution. If you not access the Western Bank, then I will make you relationship with better relation with Israel. These Muslim communities countries are saying that if you don't access more land, grab more land from Palestine, then I will establish the relationship with you. There is uh, a kind of negotiation based on this. If Israel does it and go further to access the land, it will lose the relationship with Muslim community, and many trade opportunities will lose, because this Israel land is, occupied. There never is largely Muslim communities, and the second largest community on the earth, population. You know, population wise, the Muslim community is second largest. So it will lose the relationship and trade volume of many other things the state needs will lose. Israel will lose. So if they does it acquire land, they will lose it. So that's the failure of the state. So negotiations is going on right and this way or that way. But two-state solution, according to the United States and as per the Indians government, I would say that India is always claiming that in 1967 or the 68, the United Nations resolution on this must both sides accept it. And I am also saying that the peace must be established. Everybody's, according to the UN resolution, must have to live in their territory. Nobody must have to threaten anybody. Okay, so the character of United States, I would tell you, is very different. First, they gave the power. First, they gave the power, military armed strength, to the Israel, and then Israel is right now uh, attacking all the state and defeated. They have defeated in past at all the five and six Arab nations at the single time. So militarily they strengthen. Right now they are saying you have to negotiate these two things. These are two things. There is no other option. You cannot defeat that person with armed strength. So what option left? Then you have to negotiate. Otherwise, there is no solution for this. You you cannot defeat him on the battleground. So what option you have? You must have to negotiate for something. So United States guys, you must have to understand what they did. They strengthened first the Israel, and now they're saying that these countries, Muslim majority countries or the Muslim countries around the Israel, you cannot defeat Israel first. So what option you have? You must have to, make the negotiations for some kind and establish the peace in this region. So that's the United States policy. It's a very clever policy. You must have to understand. I think the right now the decision that have Mr. MB has taken to go into the Chinese camp, that is right. You must have to leave the Western camp. Thank you very much.